This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure. Hello, everybody. I best close my window. It's getting a bit late. Not going to be polluting the air with my voice. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. Thank you very much for taking the time to join me. It is, as always, very much appreciated. Right, we're going to take a break from the horses today, but that doesn't stop me giving you the website, classicwatch25.great/site.net. That will be the place where all the Classic Watch horses will be available to view as and when they start to run towards Classics. We had a Classic preview and a Derby preview this weekend in Australia. Obviously, we didn't get the results there that I wanted from Manal, who was only third, and another one who I was watching in the Victoria Derby preview, a relative of Pericles, owned by Godolphin, that ran a very average race, considering the pedigree it's got. But this is the place where the horses will be found. classicwatch25.great/site.net. Right, what have we got today? I think this video is very interesting indeed and very revealing. It's really discussing, looking at Tony Calvin. Tony Calvin, to me, is one of the leading voices in Masonic racing controlled media. You know, he's been the head of media for Betfair for years. You know, but a position he left quite a few years ago, to be fair to him. But that just means that when people leave controlled outlets, they just go and sort of go off. You know, it's hard to say. It's all about controlled opposition. You know, they set them free into the wild, so to speak. And all they do then is they start creating opposition, opposing themselves. You see it all the time with BBC journalists. You've got them two now, haven't you? Mateless and Sopel, the Hugh Edwards fan club. They've done it, haven't they? They've left BBC positions and they've set up a controlled opposition front. You know, it is what it is. Freemasonry in the media. It is what it is. I feel that Tony Calvin, his position has changed over the past, I don't know, less than a year, I would say. Why do I think that? I'll present the evidence and let you judge. Basically, I asked a question to who I think is a very small wheel in the cog, a very small cog in the Masonic wheel, a guy called Simon Knott, who just interviews Freemasons really disguised as gamblers. He even interviewed IC, trying to give IC a leg up in Ireland. You know, IC is what he is. You know, people only need to look on Twitter to see that. And this man, Simon Knott, through his ideology, is forced to give people like this a leg up because they share the same ideology, you see. They've sold their soul, these people. I asked Tony Calvin a question on one of Simon Knott's series earlier. I think it's probably last year. I don't know when it was, maybe this year or last year, late last year. But I did a video on it, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the clip that containing Tony Calvin's answers that he gave in that first video. Basically, the question is self-explanatory. You will hear the Freemason interviewer even try and back out of the question before he even asks it, which I think is an incredible piece of bias. You know, he's already precluded the answer before the question has even been answered. But it is what it is. You know, people should be under no illusions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play that segment from the first video.
Right. Okay. This is another fella. Follow the belly. He seems to have a bee in his bonnet about this particular subject I know absolutely nothing about. How much of a problem do you think Freemasonry is in horse racing? Do you think it'd be more transparent if people in racing had to declare that they were a Freemason or not?
I love that, actually. They're probably, all the hierarchy are probably all Tories, but they never come out and say so these days. I don't know why that is. There's definitely kind of like a racing clique of in the press room. Like I said, they tend to get all the all the BHA gigs and the JCR gigs and all the other kind of like juicy presenting gigs and stuff like that. So I suppose that is a form of Freemasonry. Yeah, there is a kind of like a well-protected hierarchy in the press room, shall we say. Freemasonry. I like the Freemasonry angle. Yeah, I quite like that.
Right. So, well, anyway.
The best part of that video to me is the Freemason at the end. Well, anyway, because I don't think either this was brilliantly staged by the two Freemasons together, or I don't think Calvin said what not thought he was going to say there. I think to be fair to Tony Calvin there in that segment, he was very truthful. I think there was a lot of truth in what he said. There is a massive clique in horse racing media, in life in general, and in media. It's not a form of Freemasonry. It is Freemasonry. There are different secret societies, but to me, the all-encompassing term they will all get on the ground level of it all in Freemasonry. There you get the Rosicrucians and people like that. Of course you do. Opus Dei, people like that, of course. But to me, a lot of the groundwork, the foot soldiers, so to speak, at the grassroots level, will be done by Freemasons and Masonic societies. I mean, I think Tony Calvin was very honest there. He admitted it, which I thought was fantastic. I thought finally we're getting somewhere. Then what happened after that? Tony Calvin, a few months later after that, left his job at Betfair. He used to do podcasts and that, deliver content for them still, despite not being their head of media. I think he's more freelance now than connected to Betfair. But he left his position at Betfair. And that got me thinking, I wonder if he's been sacked for saying what he said in that interview. And someone's sort of heard that and said he can't be telling people things like that. Especially non-Freemasons. So it was very interesting when I saw the brother pop up again. He's got in with the Irish folk again. I don't know where this connection has come from between all these people. There is obviously something common that binds them together. You get a lot of Irish. You get a lot of the Irish controlled assets and the English controlled assets. They all team up. They all collaborate, and there is something behind the scenes going on, isn't there? So he got in with, I don't know who these people are, AK Bets. I don't think they have one shop in England. I don't know who they are. I see them linked to Star Sports a lot. I don't know what that link is. I don't use Star Sports. I've never opened an account. I used to use Poker Stars back in the day before they closed my account for winning. But yeah, I've never heard of Star Sports really, never used them. But these AK Bets, they seem to be very closely interconnected with Simon Knott is another one. He's always doing AK Bets blogs. They're all interconnected together. And so Calvin appeared with two, I don't know who these two Irish fellas are, but they seemed to not want, they asked for questions, and in the usual fashion, I just didn't let them down. I gave them a question. I think it was the only fair thing to do. So what I'm going to hopefully try and do now, I might have messed up all the things there. That's it. I enjoy media playing without interruptions. I would absolutely love to. It's the whole point of it. So yeah, I think we're all right now. I think we can look at this second section. I think this is like AK Bets content, AK Bets adverts, or whatever it is. I don't personally see the point of all this nonsense content that these bookies produced. All it is doing is encouraging addicts to lose. And I don't think there's any need for it, especially when all these people don't take bets anyway. It's all an illusion. Let's see what this is. This is baffling. Listen to how different Calvin is now.
And this is just a few months later.
And the last one then, and look, I was going to be a bit tongue-in-cheek in my response here, but to be honest with you, I know very little about Freemasonry, but Paul Newman wants to know, what role do talking about Freemasonry and horse racing media clicks on their brand play in your dismissal from Betfair? Do you think more could be done by others to bring Freemasonry and horse racing into discussions? It seems very talked about, and there are so many Masons. I don't know any Masons. I know anything about Freemasonry. I don't even understand what the question is really about, to be honest with you. So I'm going to leave that there and not get myself into any more trouble with another group of people.
That's exactly what a Freemason would say, that, Hugh, to be honest.
I'll tell you what, we didn't touch upon it in the racing review. I think the owners and connections of Get Up Mush might be Freemasons as well, for them to get that race in the stewards yesterday.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is, look, I know Josh Appiafi went on with a big explanation on Sky Sports Racing.
Did I miss something there? Did I miss something there in that segment? Because I've listened to that 4 or 5 times and I can't work out where they answered my question. I don't think they answered it at all. I mean, Calvin from being totally open 3 or 4 or 5 months ago, yeah, there's a media click and it's a form of Freemasonry, it is, yeah. Has gone from that to just moving on away from the subject as quickly as he possibly can. Another thing I notice when I do these videos is all the presenters, they all know no Freemasons. They all know no Freemasons. They all know nothing about Freemasonry. I mean, why have they all got that position? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Surely 1 or 2 of them would say, well, yeah, I know what Freemasonry is, and it's this. But for these people to be presenting content and then pretending to people, because that's what they're doing, pretending to people that they don't know what Freemasonry is. I mean, what chance has the world got? That's all people can say when they see things like this, because it is basically what they've done here is, I think, a shameful piece of craftiness. The Freemasonry has been touched on. It's been tried to be put into the show. It's given Calvin a chance to explain what happened once he said there was a racing clique in the media and that involved him leaving Betfair. He give him a chance to explain why. Were the two connected, or did he just choose to leave Betfair of his own volition? No, nobody even knows, to be honest. And the way they just gloss over it, to me, is just laughable. But again, the nerves of them, the nervousness of them discussing Freemasonry. I mean, me, I have no nerves discussing Freemasonry at all, because I'm not one. You know, why would people be worried about upsetting people if they didn't know they had any influence over them? It doesn't make any sense, does it? The whole narrative is just absolute garbage. I really do honestly think that. It really is. These guys know who Freemasons are. These guys, I think, would know Freemasons personally. But so why don't they just say that? Absolute baffling. It really is. The amount of deception that people are subjected to in all aspects of media and in all aspects of life. I'm not singling out these people. You know, there's millions of people like this. I've always said they're like cockroaches. People take away 2 of them and 5 come back. You know, sometimes people advocate for the removal and of certain Freemasons, but the only thing that does is it brings a worse one in his place. You know, sometimes the saying "better the devil you know" it can be sometimes quite apt. Look at all the people that were whinging for the removal of Boris Johnson. Look at them now. We're whinging about the removal of Keir Starmer. And why don't they just keep quiet and just let them all get on with it? Absolutely, it's an agenda. It's controlled opposition. These people are order out of chaos merchants. They believe through their own warped ideology that they need chaos in order to instill an order on society, so it's all about bringing the chaos. So if you can get them all arguing with each other, then that is the best chaos they can have. Really, the message gets diluted. People get confused. They get wrong messages. They start listening to controlled people, and they start spouting lies. They get radicalized, brainwashed, or whatever you want to call it, on social media by these people. You know, people don't need to name them. It's obvious that people only need to go and look on social media and see who these people are with hundreds of millions of viewers. They might have started off in
They might have started off in game shows or something, or reality TV might have started them off, you know. They might have got all famous and now they're portraying themselves as one of the most hated persons in the country. That sort of nonsense. Do you know what I mean? What I'll do at the end of this video, before I leave the videos, I'll always give you I'll always try and give you a couple of points of reference to leave the video and then go off on your own and have a look at a few things. I'll always mention this book when discussing the Irish and Freemasonry. It's a book written by HBC Pollard in 1922, over 100 years old, this book now. The Secret Societies of Ireland, Their Rise and Progress. This book is fantastic. You know, I suggest everybody reads this book and they will understand just how good they are at doing what they do, these Irish Freemasons, and just how long they've been good at doing it. You know, these people are experts in their field, you know. They cannot be underestimated. And another book I will mention that people ought to read is Ireland, Land of the Pharaohs, a book written in 2005, written by a guy called Andrew Power. Again, very interesting book, explains the links between Ireland and Egyptian mythology, where they all get it from, really. In Ireland, they'll think, oh yeah, they are adept. They have persuaded themselves through their own oaths and rituals that they are very adept people out in Ireland. And this sort of book touches on where it all comes from. So two must-read books, I think. Ireland, Land of the Pharaohs, and The Secret Societies of Ireland, Their Rise and Progress. I would read that one first, but yeah, they are very, very good books. What I will also do at the end of the video is now I will leave a copy of the playlist to all the other videos where I discuss Freemasonry on this channel in the horse racing media. I think people will see that these videos are all very interesting. These people, they show to me a level of deceptiveness which is obvious. I don't see how other people don't see through it, but they don't. And so they're all very interesting videos. This video obviously will be included on this playlist as well. And I will also give everybody an opportunity that wants to subscribe to the channel. I'll give them an opportunity if they've watched this video and thought, yeah, I could listen to this lunatic bang on every now and again. Well, it's more than every now and again, to be fair. But then yeah, by all means subscribe. But by all means, just close the video down and get on with your lives as well without subscribing. It doesn't really matter to me one way or the other. I'm just sat here giving my views on why people encounter the problems that they do in society as non-Freemasons. Because that's the only thing I can talk about as a non-Mason. You know, I can only outline my own experiences. But for now, take care, everybody. Have a fantastic week coming up. It's coming up to 10:30 on Sunday evening. Hope you've all had a fantastic weekend. Another week ahead. Have a fantastic week, everybody. Take care, everybody, and look after yourselves. Goodbye.